today we're gonna talk about the parts and surfaces of the bones of the foot. Generally in the foot we've got 7 tarsal bones: the calcaneum, talus, navicular in front of the talus, cuboid in front of the calcaneum, medial, intermediate, and lateral cuneiforms in front of the navicular. These are the 7 tarsal bones, and then we have 5 metatarsal bones: first, second, third, fourth, and fifth metatarsal bones. They have bases. These are bases, shafts, and heads. So if there's a spot on this, we say that this is shaft of the 3rd metatarsal bone. If there's a spot on this, for example, we say that this is head of the 5th metatarsal bone. If there's a spot on this, we'd say that this is the base of the 1st metatarsal bone. And then we've got 14 phalanges. We have 3 phalanges for each of the lateral 4 toes, and only 2 phalanges for the big toe. So it's important to name the toes here. For the digits of the hand, we call them fingers, but for the digits of the foot, we call them toes. This is the first toe, or the big toe. This is the 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and 5th toes. The 5th toe is also called the little toe. Okay, so the big toe has only 2 phalanges, proximal and distal. The other lateral 4 toes have got 3 phalanges each of them: proximal, medial, and distal phalanges. So if there's a spot on this, for example, we'd say that this is the proximal phalanx of the 3rd toe. If there's a spot on this, we'd say that this is the distal phalanx of the little toe, or the 5th toe. And if there's a spot on this, for example, we'd say that this is the middle phalanx of the 3rd toe, and so on. One more thing to mention is that on the posterior surface of the 1st metatarsal bone, we've got 2 sesamoid bones, 2 small sesamoid bones. Okay, this one is medial and this one is lateral. They provide attachments for the flexor hallucis brevis muscle. Flexor hallucis brevis. The flexor hallucis brevis has got 2 heads, medial head and lateral head. Each of the heads attaches to each of these 2 small sesamoid bones. Okay, and now let's talk a little bit more detailedly about the tarsal bones. This, as we said, is the calcaneum. There are some important spots on the calcaneum that we have to know. Firstly, on the posterior surface of the calcaneum, we've got the posterior tubercle. So this is posterior tubercle of the calcaneum for attachment of the tendocalcaneus, or the Achilles tendon, which is formed by the gastrocnemius and also the soleus muscles. Okay. This posterior tubercle of the calcaneum also provides attachment for the tendon of the plantaris muscle. And here we've got 2 tubercles. this one is medial, the medial tubercle of the calcaneum, and this one is the lateral tubercle of the calcaneum. Okay, these were about the tubercles, and here we've got a groove like that. We have a groove on the calcaneum. This is groove for the flexor hallucis longus tendon. So by the way, this is the right foot. Okay, so the flexor retinaculum is here. Beneath the flexor retinaculum, we've got some structures. From medial to lateral, we have tendon of the tibialis posterior, and then tendon of the flexor digitorum longus, and then posterior tibial artery and tibial nerve, and finally we've got the flexor hallucis longus tendon. So this is groove for the flexor hallucis longus tendon, okay, because it's the most lateral structure that pass beneath the flexor retinaculum. Okay, this is groove for the flexor hallucis longus tendon. All right, and this part of the calcaneum is called the sustentaculum tali. Sustentaculum tali, for support of the talus, like that. Sustentaculum tali. Okay, and here on the lateral surface of the calcaneum, we've got a tubercle. This tubercle, which is called the peroneal tubercle. Peroneal tubercle. It provides attachment for the superior and inferior peroneal retinacula. Okay, the superior from the lateral malleolus, and also the inferior peroneal retinacula. Okay, and we also have this. Okay, this part of the calcaneum is called the sulcus calcanei. Sulcus calcanei. Okay, and now let's talk about the talus. The talus is divided into three major parts. The head. This is the head. Okay, this is all head of the talus. And then we've got neck. So this is neck. Okay, this is neck, like that, neck of the talus. And then we've got body. Okay, this is all body of the talus. In the body of the talus, we've got facets or articular surfaces for the ankle joint. This and also this are the two facets or articular surfaces of the talus for articulation with the tibia at the ankle joint. And this laterally is the facet or articular surface of the talus for articulation with the fibula, again at the ankle joint. Okay, and here this is called the sulcus tali. Sulcus tali. This was the sustentaculum tali, and this is the sulcus tali. Okay, and now as we said, in front of the talus we've got the navicular bone, and this is the tuberosity of the navicular. Tuberosity of the navicular, which provides an attachment for the tibialis posterior tendon. Okay, and in front of the calcaneum we've got the cuboid. Okay, it has got a square shape, cuboid, and here again in front of the calcaneum, this is cuboid. On the cuboid we've got a groove. Okay, this groove is for the peroneus longus tendon. See, if you look at it this way, this is lateral, So here we've got two tendons. Tendon of the peroneus longus and tendon of the peroneus brevis. Tendon of the peroneus brevis will attach to the base of the fifth metatarsal bone. However, tendon of the peroneus longus will go through this groove, and then it will finally attach to the medial cuneiform and base of the first metatarsal bone. It will go from lateral to medial. So this is groove for the peroneus longus tendon. Alright. And of course, as we said, in front of the navicular, we've got three cuneiform bones: medial, intermediate, and lateral cuneiform bones.